Everybody wants a piece of the All-Father. Everybody wants a slice. Everybody wants something to do with the All-Father, with wrestling's richest prize, with the leader of the culture, and rightfully so. And make no mistake about it, I am a fighting champion. As a matter of fact, I am offering an opportunity to anyone that was in that tournament that felt like they were screwed over, that felt like they were slighted, because I am sick of the excuses. I'm sick of people saying that I didn't earn this championship, like I didn't deserve this championship, like I didn't make this all happen. So I hear you running your mouth. Yeah. Out of position. Talking about your leader, your champion, thinking that you deserve a match. Yeah, you can have that match. I am going to beat you. I am going to go on to defeat Billy Dixon. I will remain your leader. I will retain the ASE Men's Heavyweight Championship. And you, Yaya, will prove that you were everything that Cedric said you were. A failure that can't get out of North Carolina. I'll see you there. And I'll bring the shovel.
Yeah, that's how we started off. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Smoke. This, I think, is episode 12. Yeah, my pro wrestling podcast here on the Smoke This Over Network, which encompasses my membership podcast on Spotify, as well as the Premium Smoke Room, but enough is enough. You get what I'm saying? Pro Wrestling Smoke, where I sit here and talk about pro wrestling, and I give my thoughts and opinions about what happened during the week of pro wrestling, as well as promote my wonderful, wonderful local promotions that are, or promotion that come through here and everything. And as you just saw the start, well, hold on. Before that, we are sponsored by PassDat Apparel. Find them on TeePublic at PassDat Inhalation Partners. Also, SmokeKind.com, the king of THCA. We talking about edibles, vapes, single roll, they even got bud. Go on there, use the referral link so you can go ahead and hit some of these sales. They got 2 vapes for $42, and it's mailed to your door. That's right, legal cannabis mailed to your door. That's great, people, and trust me, it's great. And last but not least, behind me, Sara J's CBD. So go to sarajcbd.com. Her self-care system and products based around CBD. We're talking about bath bombs. We're talking about cream, pain cream, as well as other self-care products, as well as lube for your sexual needs. So go to saraj.com and use the promo code BOBBIE, capital letters by B, my name, to get 10% off your order. So go to sarajcbd.com and order some good self-care CBD stuff. And for someone like myself who is getting up in age, I need that stuff. And trust me, it's good. It helps with pain. It helps you relax. You know, smoke a blunt and chill, sit back and be in the bathtub with the bath bomb. Trust me, you're going to feel wonderful with some R&B music. You feel me? Sara J. So now, we had talked about, before I go into the big boys, ASE has some matches that has been announced. So ASE 10 is coming up. We have a pick your poison situation because Billy Dixon supposed to go against the champ, Darius Carter, the Allfather, a.k.a. the Moriarty of professional wrestling. They supposed to have a match for the title. This has been a feud that been going on for some years. So Darius Carter will go against the gifted one, Yaya. If you had saw my review, he had a match against Cedric Alexander, and he lost. And Cedric Alexander berated him. So this is gonna be a good match because Yaya can go. He's a beast. When it comes to being in the ring, he's a big dude that can fly, like that of Jacob Fatu. I mean, I remember the first match I saw him do, which Leon Slater did it also, but he did a senton bomb from way across the ring to the middle of the ring. And that shit was fucking awesome for a dude his size to do that. So I expect this is going to be a barn burner of a match. Speaking about Billy Dixon himself, he has to go against Ryan Rembrandt. Now, to give you some backstory on Rembrandt, so y'all can understand, Rembrandt actually, I saw him at Memphis Wrestling. He was a part of the Righteous Path. At first, he was a solo wrestler. He joined the Righteous Path, and I just was like, oh, he made ASE, you know, and he fits the All Father. I kind of like them two together. Brash, they come off as, you know, uppity, ritzy, you know, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Billy Dixon versus Ryan Rembrandt. Ryan Rembrandt actually is a pretty good wrestler. The last ASE Return of the King, he won the, I think, preliminary match. The dark, or what they call a dark match, the match that wasn't necessarily on TV. And he won, I think it was a fatal 4-way, which also had Caprice Coleman's son in it, who looks very good himself. I ain't even going to front. But that's going to be an interesting match. I wonder if the champ going to be outside the ringside. Now, that would be interesting for the storyline. I would love to see that. He actually sitting down, commentating about the match. That would be interesting. So, I think the other match that has been announced is Charity King has a match. Also against Jordan Blade. This is actually part of the first round of the ASE Women's Tournament. To crown a ASE Women's Champion. That's about to be off the chain. I can't wait to see who ends up winning. And I think we have some more matches announced. Let's see. Oh, yes. We have more matches announced. Also, Shook D will be going against Khan to defend the Pan-African World Diaspora Championship. Right now, you can go on ASE YouTube and see the preview videos for these matches and some of this. This is actually, this is going to be a good ass match, man. Because I mean, Khan been getting hot in AEW, which we're gonna get to that in a minute. The Gates Agnew, him and his tag partner, they have really been killing it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Let's see what else we got here, because you know, Tasha Steele will be in the building. It's a non-tournament match, okay, and she'll be going against Mia Friday. It's Tasha. I think she might be in the tournament. I hope so. And then of course, frontman Josh C will go against Jonathan Gresham in round match, which I think what this is going to be is kind of like a pure match or a Heritage Cup match where they have rounds. It's kind of old school, which makes me wonder, is this a title that ASE might come up with? A type match where a champion where it involves you have to defend the title or in matches where it's rounds. You know what I'm saying? The only way that the match ends is either pinfall or knockout, but it goes by rounds, and or you have to win. You get what I'm saying? I'm just curious to see what happened with that. Let's see if with any other match. The card looking nice. This here,
Chris Carter.
Yaya conversation.
What he said. I'm gonna help you find it by showing you what I'm about. So Darius Carter, I want you. I want the best that ASE has to offer. You are the ASE Men's Champion.
I'm sorry.
You're a weasel. You're a snake, a coward. And I'm gonna show you, Seth and everybody else. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna show up, show out. July 26th, Darius Carter. Why don't you come show out with me?
Hey. So far, I have to admit, so far the card looking stacked, bro. So if you have to be in Charlotte July 26th, I'm going to try to get the stream. I thought, okay, look, y'all need to have to where we can pre-order this shit ahead of time, not necessarily pay for it the same day, because some of us, have paychecks. And I wanted to go ahead and pay for this shit early, so I have it on reserve, so I can actually watch this and actually do a review like I did the last time, because I feel that ASE should get some love, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a good product, great wrestling in the whole nine. So, and a lot of good names has came through there. And I'm sorry, I love ASE wrestling, people. I love it. 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 So now, let's talk pro wrestling, shall we? Let's talk what's been going on in the big leagues. Well, we're going to begin where the weekend end. Slammiversary. And Memphis having Slammiversary. A lot of news came out. You had AJ Styles who made his return. He did a rousing speech, basically anointing Leon Slater as the new face of the exhibition and everything. There was no match announced. I don't know if he might have one match that they might do that. It would be nice to see him versus Leon Slater. That would be hot. Anyway, but right now he's too busy chasing the Intercontinental title and Dom. I mean, literally praying for the opportunity. Literally, no joke. So, also, the Hardy Boys won the TNA titles again for a fourth time. Now, I don't know how many times the Hardys has been tag champions. Let me see here. Tag titles. The Hardy Boys. Let's see how many tag titles. They are okay. They've had tag titles 13 times. 13-time tag champs. The Dudley Boys. God damn. I think it 23 tag team championships. Yeah. Okay, let's just be honest. The Hardys will never catch the Dudleys, but Bubba Ray came out. Devon was not there. Everybody was like, where's Devon? But the challenge was laid out, the Dudley boys versus the Hardy boys. Okay, I was around for when this started. These were some of the greatest tag matches. Actually, want to be technical about it, it was a triumvirate of tag team. It was the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Christian and Cage. I mean, Christian and Edge. The TLC matches, the ladder matches, and of course, we know Christian and Wimpcott broke off to be singles, but of course, the Hardy boys pretty much stayed around each other, and of course, the Dudleys for the most part. This is not going to be the match that they had in WWE many years when they were younger. They are more older, more measured in their movements than they were. I still say it's going to be a good match for nostalgia. And two, also, it's going to get this generation a taste of what we came up watching and what we watch as wrestling fans. I know a lot of people gonna be like, "This is a match we want to see." Trust me, you want to see it, because I would like to see these two tag teams in the age they're at go at it. Because Devon, he been busy pushing his two twin sons, who are right now in reality wrestling, and I think they're tag champs. But like I said, it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. Now, also, too, the genius of the ladder that the Hardys used to win the tag titles was brilliant. I did happen to see Slammiversary. I didn't see all of it. Shouts out to the people that streamed the shit. They just didn't do live reaction, and we had to look at your ugly face or a pretty face for some of you ladies. And hear y'all reaction to motherfuckers actually had the shit where we can watch it. Shouts out to all y'all. Please continue to do shit like that. Do that for AEW for the next one. So I ain't got to worry about paying to watch it. But nonetheless, I came in on Moose and Leon Slater. The biggest news is, and the contingent some of this conversation, is that the TNT titles are now in the possession of two NXT wrestlers. JC Jane is now the Knockouts champion. She defeated Slammiversary. And Trick Williams, after pretending to be a lame duck, and came in and snatched the match last minute from Santana having it won, is still the TNA champion. Now, granted, this is TNA's biggest crowd in history. Live attendance. And yes, is it safe to say that WWE had a hand in some of this? Probably so. But did WWE just sign TNA? Because you got two WWE, fuck NXT, no, WWE contracted wrestlers holding a TNA title. And no TNA motherfucker has a WWE title. They include motherfucker that was on TNA and on the roster now, hence Jordan Grace. Smoke that over for a minute. And granted, when Jason Jane wrestles another TNA wrestler and drops the title, it will not be the NXT title also. it's funny how these quote unquote, what y'all call it, partnerships, don't feel like partnerships. Yes, our people come on your show, but your people is holding 2 of our top titles. If NXT had it, I'm just waiting for someone to challenge goddamn Leon Slater for his exhibition title. What we gonna do? Have Jackson Drake, the Evolve champion, go after the exhibition title and win that too? Did all the TNA just go ahead and buy TNA TKO? I mean, because practically that's what y'all acting like y'all about to do. I'm just being honest. I mean, the same thing with AEW, but AEW didn't have the AEW Women's Champion beat the TNA Knockout. It was just a part of a, a talent exchange situation and a storyline where Kenny Omega was a belt collector. I forgot that Trick Williams came out looking like Booker T with the leopard print and the jacket and all that because someone pointed out with the picture. But I should have known that Trick Williams was going to win because when you have a choir saying, whoop this trick with your ass coming to the ring, I don't know what to tell you. Whoop that trick, whoop that trick, whoop that trick. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. I like it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, well, I mean, and no, this is the crazy part. It was a WWE. This is the other part about that dang, what we call it. Santana probably will win the TNA title. Probably Bound for Glory. It's funny they didn't do it in front of his family. Bray Kazarian is probably going to beef with Joe Henry because Joe Henry had the match won, but Kazarian pulled the referee out of the ring. So the king of TNA is going to beef with Joe Henry, so we got that set up. So, and then I also saw that Tessa Blanchard lost. I see it's going to be wild for Tessa Blanchard to become TNA Women's champion. I don't know if she got to pay a whole bunch of penance because she did lose to Indy Hartwell, which kind of surprised me that Indy Hartwell actually won. But I digress. So there you go. That was TNA. So that was interesting. So speaking about TNA, let's go to what's happening with WWE this week. WWE, what's important this week? Well, because I don't sit here just go through the shows match by match and so forth. So the biggest thing is we have the match signed with Cody and Cena. With the old, I'm not going to sign the contract, but the good guy going to make you sign the contract, even though you're unconscious. Cena comes out and they say the match is off. He can't do it. He's doing TV. He's doing movies and da 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 da. Cody beats the shit out of him and makes him sign the contract. And Cody hit him with the belt. So SummerSlam is set. I will be reviewing that next week. This next Monday, not today. Next month, this coming Monday. I'm pretty sure Cody is going to win the title. There's no fucking way in hell that the biggest event of the year, they're not going to do what TNA did. because the way that they pump the Slammiversary, which Slammiversary is one of their biggest events, if not the biggest event, is their anniversary. He's walking out of there with that belt. Like I said before, we don't know what's going on with Seth Rollins because they've been keeping that injury under the tuck. Part of it is because the WIC and the people that cover pro wrestling don't want to admit that he might be actually seriously hurt. They really want this to be a work. And with everything he says, it's not a work. He may not be hurt to the level that people think, but he's hurt. He's gonna be out. He's gonna be down for a minute. He might not even be at SummerSlam. Because if he's hurt, how you gonna have him cash in and then he can't defend it? But I digress. Which makes me wonder, did Triple H Shawn Michaels and Trick Williams say, hey, let's make a playoff for Seth Rollins, and during the match you pretend to be hurt. Oh, all right. But anyway, speak about that World Heavyweight title. Gunther will be going against CM Punk. They had a gauntlet match where Braun Breaker pretty much ran through everybody except for CM Punk. CM Punk versus Gunther, I heard that this was a match that was going to happen. The question is, does Gunther drop the belt to CM Punk? It's kind of the Tony Storm situation. Dude, I love CM Punk, but you get what I'm saying? It makes you like, do you want to take the belt off of Gunther? Do we want to take the belt off of Gunther? So we got that in the works. Then, thank you. I know my wrestling. The women's world title. Funny, it's not the heavyweight title. It's the women's world title. But I digress, right? It's a three-way. Now, as y'all know, we had last week at Evolution, my baby with the big booty, Naomi, cashed in, which I said part of me thought that would happen. I didn't think that night. But cashed in the Money in the Bank and became the women's world title. She did a promo this week, talking her shit, loving her as a heel. And we have a three-way dance for the women's title, for the women's world title, with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky going against Naomi. I ask again, should Naomi drop the title? I don't know. It did. We're gonna talk about next week. I gotta think on it. So, you can tell with Raw this week, they don't know what to do, and they still recovering from Seth Rollins being hurt. because one of the gauntlet match, and you can just feel it, period. Because like I said, is he going to be at SummerSlam? I don't know, but it just, you can tell that he's got to be injured because trust me, a lot. I don't even think this gauntlet match would even went down. I'm just saying. Then of course, the women's Intercontinental title has been decided. Match has been decided. Lyra Valkyria will get a shot to regain her title against Becky Lynch. She defeated Bayley. Little shocked that Bayley lost. Because I thought that it would have been Bayley versus her, but I kind of like that the new face is going to get the opportunity. And like I said, we'll talk about who win that next week. And of course, who is the tag champs? Because Street Profits is not. Excuse me. Why is 6 tag champs over there? So the tag champs over on Raw is. See, that's how sucky the tag team division is. Okay, I can't remember who's the tag champs. I know it ain't the New Day no damn more. The Judgment Day. Dom is still trying to not wrestle. And I think this coming week, it will be announced that he will be able to wrestle. I don't think any tag team title match has been announced for the Judgment Day to face anybody. I think New Day and them, I think next week, supposed to have a match to decide the number one contender, I think. I have to look and see to make sure don't get me to one card. Now, on the SmackDown side of things, because really ain't too much more I can even think of nor care about when it comes to this side. In Solo Sikoa, I'm loving that motherfucker. I'm sorry. He is hilarious. He is wonderful. Okay? He's really coming to his character. It started off with they supposedly been in a car accident and supposedly Jacob Fatu did assaulted one of the guys and he got arrested. Later come to find out it was a lie. So Jacob Fatu would be in a cage match at SummerSlam against Solo Sikoa. So it's safe to say Solo Sikoa will probably no longer be the United States champion after SummerSlam. I guess they had to put the belt on Solo to give Jimmy a reason to get a title shot, to get another title. You know what I'm saying? To break up his title run. Because if not, it would have made no sense for them to have this match. So, I like Solo Sikoa. Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped so far ahead. I forgot Roman's back. Hold on, before we even go, because, I knew I forgot something. Y'all need to say something, damn it. Say it in the comments. Yeah, Roman's back. He basically ran roughshod on every fucking damn body. Because, of course, Jey Uso came to the ring to help CM Punk after he got jumped by Braun Breaker and them. And the OTC won, or the original OTC, he hit the ring and did his thing. So there you go. So I pretty much smell a tag match coming up at SummerSlam. Because once again, this posed to have been Roman beating the shit out of Seth Rollins setting up their match. But Yeah, I don't believe he's hurt. Now back to my point. So Sikoa, he has to deal with this werewolf. Of course, we know Tiffany Stratton. She will be going against, Jay Cargo. I'm gonna be real with you. SmackDown was pedestrian actually. It was pedestrian as hell for the most part. And that was memorable. I mean, no, seriously, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. I have to actually go look, but it sounds funny as fuck, but it just it was just pedestrian, you know what I'm saying? But of course, I had to go look and take a look real quick because I don't get to watch SmackDown, unfortunately, because that's the only show that I really don't get to watch. But Aleister Black, I saw that video. Interesting, they setting up him and Damian Priest. They are right now going towards the SummerSlam. So they heading towards SummerSlam to set up some of these matches, what have you. He knocked the shit out of your boy, Damian Priest. So I suspect Damian Priest versus Aleister Black at some point. Also, the women's tag titles, that's what I forgot about, will be on the line. Everything was set up where the Queen, Charlotte, as well as Alexa Bliss, is going to challenge for the tag titles. Now, I'm curious to see, is the tag titles going to change hands? Is Bliss or the Queen going to turn on each other? Because people keep trying, I keep saying that which word I'm looking for? They keep saying that Alexa Bliss is supposed to join the Wyatt Six, which when I sit here and think about it, do she even fit the Wyatt Six? But yeah. And everything else, there ain't nothing of great consequence. A great consequence that happened on SmackDown. Like I said before, and like I said before, SummerSlam, the build don't feel great because, of course, we had Jelly Roll and Randy Orton beat up both Drew McIntyre and your boy on a late night show. To me, it seems like the SummerSlam build is not as strong as last year. I could be wrong. It because did the Seth Rollins injury, did that energy kill the energy and build for SummerSlam? I'm just saying. I'm curious because this is going to be an interesting one. And it's in 2 weeks. We're talking about in 2 weeks. So we will see. So far, the card is matching up. We will discuss the full card and preview it next week. So now let's go to AEW. And last we'll go to AEW. What's been happening in NXT lately is the break. Break ain't hitting like she was in AEW. Because, of course, they're setting up Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace. It just ain't hitting. And maybe because she was paired with Toni Storm, And we'll get to that in a minute. How Toni Storm has the ability to elevate wrestlers. I mean, she just got that touch to elevate. But think about it. It was her feud with Toni Storm that got WWE saying we want her. And it feels like she's a toned down version of Toni Storm almost. Timeless. Like, okay, we got Toni Storm who's doing the 1920s, 1930s. So we're going to do Blake, she's 1960s. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't, even with the matches, I don't know if anybody would admit, it just ain't hitting the same. And they're pushing her big time. Ricky Saints and George Travis will be facing off next week. I think that was set up. But Don is done because he left his hat in the ring. So which makes me wonder, is he going to leave the mob boss gimmick alone and start anew? Because he did win the three-way dance amongst the Mafia three-way dance. And two, also with the Heritage Cup trophy, is they going to fish that out the river? Or can I ask you a question? Should they keep it as a cup, or should they keep it or make it as a title? Makes you wonder, right? And like I said, and then of course we got the TNA shit, which has been dominating a bunch of stuff. And Obafemi, I think what was going on with them. Hold on, let's see something here. Hold on, let me take a look. Obafemi is going to be in a three-way dance. That's coming. Because I like the fact they're making Josh Briggs a heel. Because I always felt he should have been a heel more so than Brooks Jensen. I don't know if this is going to take him to a world title match, because I think what he's going to really set up is him, and I just don't want to butcher the boy's name, Yoshiki Inamura, to them having a feud. I don't know who they're going to get the belt and take the belt off of Obafemi. Unless they try to set up Troy Jasper, whoever his name is, to be the one to go after him to take the belt, or Javon Evans. But really, NXT was more just set up Slammiversary than anything else. So, like I said before, it really wasn't much. So now, and speaking about Brooks Jensen, he made his appearance on Evolve, attacking Jackson Drake, after he defeated Lince Dorado to retain his title with somehow the help of the Vanity Project. And we also found out who the lady that was attacking everybody. She made her presence felt. I expect her and Kelly Armstrong to eventually have a title match at some point. I think she makes a strong contender, because they really haven't laid out any too much contenders for Kelly Armstrong, honestly. So now let's get to AEW, and this is the fallout from All In. The big news is we're gonna get Okada versus Swerve. I'm ready for that at some point. Okada challenges Swerve because he's pissed off that Swerve and Will Ospreay, who is now resting from injury, along with Kenny Omega, which we heard was hurt, is upset that the VPs, which was funny that you saw they won't VPs no more. I love the way that they set that shit up throughout the show, even to the point that they did no pyro. The entrance video was yeah. So we're gonna get that coming up. On top of that, more of let me tell you something I love about Tony. Tony like interweaving different beefs and storylines. Because you have Darby, who at some point is going to face Moxley. But Moxley on Collision attacked Colt Cabana and bludgeoned the fuck out of him. So at some point, if I'm correct, we should have a rematch with Hangman versus Moxley. Now, when, we don't know. I'm trying to think what's actually supposed to be coming up soon. We'll figure it out. We'll see. Of course, Samoa Joe is gone because he's right now doing promotion for Twisted Metal Season 2. So he'll be back at some point. That's why no one stripped the trios titles. Even though we do now have the faction El Diable, probably next in line for the trios title. We have a direction for the TNT title, which is no surprise there. With Dustin Rhodes will probably defend against Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher came out and spoke his mind upon the matter. And of course, my man, Dustin, did his promo. So they had an interaction. We don't know who's going to be the next people to go after the tag titles. Both the Gauntlet winners, aka contract winners, made their presence felt this week. MJF basically telling Hangman, hey, I'm your nightmare, motherfucker. Anytime I can cash this in, and this is your ass. So now we got that on the back burner. I think MJF and Jay Briscoe is not over. I think that's a beat that's going to continue for a second. We did have Ricochet, Fervent and his team, him and his team. Ricochet got a win, plus the Gates of Agony won some money. I like them together. I think they're a good-looking crew. The Gates of Agony needs a push. Because, like I said, when I sat back and I looked at this tag team four-way, it showed me how deep the tag team division is with FTR and the Hurt Syndicate at the top of it. Then you got, Jet Speed and the tag team division is booming. So the other contract winner, Athena, of course, spoke upon coming after Tony Storm, and we had interaction in Collision, which was fire. I'm sorry, Tony Storm elevates people. I love and Athena, great promo. She's a killer promo. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a match I didn't know I wanted, but damn it, need. We're gonna have Billy Starks go against Athena. Plus, also it was mentioned that Mina Shinakawa is injured, so I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with the Ring of Honor women's television title. But I digress. We did not see Mercedes Moné on any of the shows. I'm curious what's gonna happen with the TBS title. They favored Ty Mello and the Megan Bain feud. And we also seen a new click up with Sky Blue, Julia Hart, and Tekla. I wonder what they're gonna name them. So I'm curious to see that what happened. They made it a point to give the women a shine, and I'm applauding AEW for doing that more, especially with Trish Statlander and the way the storytelling of setting up her and Willow Nightingale for their feud and their matches is going to be coming up. Plus, interweaving with Yuta and her. Okay, it seems like every time when she be questioning herself, he pops up. So, and I think that ain't too much more when it comes to AEW. Because I mean, this week, honestly, the week for AEW wasn't that. Oh, yes. Everybody was popping off at Mama Wayne. Y'all late. Mama Wayne gorgeous, bro. What? That woman is fine. Y'all late. Y'all late to the party. Y'all should have been came to the party. Y'all should have been joined the party. What the fuck? That woman fine as shit. What the fuck? And now the interesting shit that I love was FTR putting in the contract to where Coke cannot fuck with him. Now he did get his hands on Stokely, and spit the fuck out of him, but he cannot bother FTR. He cannot come after FTR. He cannot involve himself in their matches. I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. At some point, Christian Cage will be back to come after the patriarchy. I'm wondering when that's going to go down. Plus, on top of that, like I said, I don't get to watch Ring of Honor, so I don't know exactly what goes on in Ring of Honor. It's been so much. But I'm wondering how Copeland is going to fuck, how he's going to fuck with him. Because it got to be a way to fuck with him. It got to be something set up that he gets his hands on. And like I said, everything was pretty much it was a good week, but it wasn't a bombshell week. If you get what I'm saying with AEW, it was more of to set up the feuds moving forward. We don't know exactly clear cut where the world title picture is going to head right now. Because you got in the wings MJF, and you have apparently Moxley not in the rearview mirror, because with him attacking Colt Cabana, I'm pretty sure that is going to strike the iron of one Adam Page. So we should be expecting a match coming up that will probably set up a pivot to Darby Allin versus Moxley. And then, of course, we got the Ops, which at some point should the Ops drop the tag titles? I don't know. I don't know. Because a lot of people want the trios titles gone, but I'm like, I kind of like them there because think about this. You got Scorpion Sky and his crew, right? you gotta lane for them to go, because you apparently you're not gonna have Scorpion Sky in the world title picture yet. You're not gonna have them in the tag title situation because hey, they just got their asses handed to them. Or if you did do that, it'd probably be the Ring of Honor tag titles. So the trios titles will make the most sense. You know, wondering where the hell is Orange Cassidy, but I think they probably gave him let him chill for a year. How can we miss you? We won't go away. So I'm curious to see when he's going to make a return. Because are we going to see an arc where all the people that Moxley fucked over and fucked up come back to get they comeuppance on his ass? I think that might be an arc that might be going down, because at some point, how long are you going to keep Orange Cassidy off of TV? And like I said again, also we had the TBS title. We still trying to figure out. We don't know where that's going to be heading, because I know she's on her belt collecting thing. But yeah, she just took a loss to Toni Storm, so I'm curious. So, I think Kanitsuke Takeshita is supposed to be in the G1 Classic. G1 Climax, I think it's about time for that time of year for that. Which a lot of people I think is looking for him to have a good showing or even damn near win or should win. I think that wouldn't be a bad move, because the simple fact of that, let's be honest, New Japan, it used to be a time where we were hearing news from New Japan every other day. I hardly even hear from New Japan. Last I heard was Zack Sabre Jr. has became champ, which at some point I smell we will have, which might make sense because Forbidden Door supposed to be coming up at some point. So I'm curious to see how that's going to fall in line and what lineups that Forbidden Door is going to have. And because now you got CMLL, we're going to have CMLL, New Japan, and AEW. I haven't seen anything from MLW. They haven't dropped anything new yet. And that's it. That's it. That's it. It's this week, wrestling wise, wasn't the news maker but so much. For the most part, because you have for WWE to build for SummerSlam. So this is the week before the go home week. And plus you got AEW coming off All In, now setting up the future beefs and matches and storylines that supposed to be going down. Of course, I'm looking forward. We should be getting Gunther and CM Punk promo this week. Wouldn't surprise, as well as the Cena, and I'm curious to see that one, because it's Cena gonna be like, this is bullshit. He attacked me. You're just gonna let this stand? But anyway, but now looking at where things was heading, yeah, things got thrown off with his injury. Things got thrown off with that injury. Because I really believe that Seth Rollins was going to cash in the Money in the Bank to either make it a triple threat, or after Gunther lost to CM Punk, the storyline of every time CM Punk gets close to the title or opportunity for a title, a chance to win a title, Seth Rollins comes in and steals it from him. So unless they do some shit where they give the suitcase to Braun Breaker. Because no, it depends on how long Seth is out. If I don't see Seth, it would be the greatest swerve of all time if Seth ends up cashing in and he's not even hurt. But like I said, the way things were going, I just think he's truly injured. So, and trust me, it threw a lot of things off when it came to SummerSlam and the next damn near year of booking. To the point that I truly believe that Naomi wouldn't have not cashed in that Money in the Bank unless they needed a good, because of what happened with Evolution, because Evolution was the last show, they wanted something to overshadow the injuries. You feel me? The injury to Seth Rollins. So I think they might have called the audible that night for her to cash in. Because I told her, I said, I found it funny. I said it wasn't surprising that she did went that route, but I thought she was going to do it to Jay, even after their match. So, yeah, people. So, wrestling, I mean, the pro wrestling scene was good, baby. It was wonderful. So, like I said, y'all need to support and check out ASE 10. That's next. That is coming, I think, Saturday. Make sure. Saturday, July 26th. I'll be getting off work, getting ready, and hopefully I'm trying to make sure I save me some money so I can get that, so I can go and get that live feed. Unless y'all want to be nice and do it on YouTube again. But as well as I will next week preview SummerSlam, both nights. That's gonna take a majority of the damn show. And before I go, what feuds in AEW I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the Athena Tony Storm because Athena has been Ring of Honor champ for I don't know how long. So I'm curious to see what that is, as well as where Mercedes Moné is going to play. Kenny Omega is out for a minute. I don't know how long he'll be out. I don't see Okada losing the belt to Swerve. But it'll be a good feud. And I think the ultimate feud, honestly, will be Swerve versus the Young Bucks in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because this is based around the Young Bucks, not any personal animosity that Swerve or Okada have. AR Fox need to get a push, man. He be having some barn burner matches. Because him and Ricochet was off the chain. But yeah. But anyway, look, I talked enough. I told y'all I'm not one going to sit here and break down every single fucking match and every single fucking show. I'm going to talk about the high parts and my thoughts on what has been going down in news and what have you and everything. And, that's how I work. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday. Next week, we will talk about, like I said, I'm going to review SmackDown. I'm going to review SummerSlam both nights. So I'm going to tell you my thoughts, who's going to win, what I think about the match what I predict will be the match of the weekend, and so forth. As well as we're going to tap in to what's going on at AEW, as well as NXT, and hopefully, keep my fingers crossed, I'll be able to give y'all a review. Well, it's going to be a separate video, a review of ASE 10. You feel me? So, You know what time it is. You know how we end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Yeah.